You create a budget, you set a savings goal, you know exactly what you need to do. A week later, it's all undone. You blame your willpower, but you're fighting the wrong enemy. Your money doesn't obey your willpower, it obeys your identity. This is the deepest law of financial behavior. You can never consistently act in a way that is misaligned with the person you believe you are. Your actions are not random. They are evidence of your internal self-concept, especially when you are tired or stressed. Most financial advice focuses on the branches, like budgeting or investing. It tells you what to do. But if your root identity is that of someone who is bad with money, you will unconsciously find ways to sabotage the branches to remain consistent with the root. We all have a financial identity, whether we've named it or not. It was likely formed in childhood, shaped by what we saw and were told about money. This identity operates like a thermostat, always pulling our financial reality back to its preset temperature. If your thermostat is set to "I am always in debt," winning the lottery won't fix it. The money will eventually disappear to bring you back to your identity's set point. If it's set to "I am a saver, not an investor," your cash will pile up but never grow. So the most important financial question is not "what should I do?" It is "who must I become?" Before we can build a new identity, we must first diagnose the flawed one that is currently running your life without your permission. The most common flawed identity is the spender. This identity ties self-worth to consumption. The core belief is "I deserve this," or "I work hard, I should have nice things." Spending is not a transaction. It is an act of emotional regulation or status signaling. Then there is the worrier. This identity is defined by fear. The core belief is, "The financial world is dangerous and I will lose everything." This leads to inaction, hoarding cash that gets eaten by inflation, and missing out on decades of growth. The fear of loss creates a guaranteed loss. A close relative is the ostrich. This identity avoids reality. The core belief is, "If I don't look at my bills or bank account, the problem doesn't exist." This creates a constant, low-grade anxiety, and small problems are allowed to grow into catastrophic ones. And finally, the gambler. This identity craves shortcuts and dopamine hits. The core belief is, "I can get rich quick." This person ignores proven strategies for speculative bets, confusing luck with skill, and often ending up worse off than when they started. These identities are not who you are. They are just scripts you are running. You are not a spender. You are a person running the spender script. Recognizing the script is the first step to deleting it. It removes the moral judgment and turns it into a technical problem. Deleting the old script is one thing, but the system requires a new one to run. So how do you write the code for a new identity, one that builds wealth by default? The answer is simpler and more powerful than you think. Your identity is not changed by declaration. You cannot simply say, "I am a disciplined investor," and make it true. Your brain doesn't believe words, it believes evidence. Your identity is simply the sum of your repeated actions. It is a lagging measure of your habits. This reveals the fundamental mechanism for change. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Buying an unnecessary coffee is a vote for the spender. Transferring $10 to an investment account is a vote for the investor. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is simply to cast more votes for your desired identity than your old one. You don't need a landslide victory. You just need a simple majority. Each day, aim to win the vote, even if it's just by one. This process creates a powerful feedback loop. The more votes you cast, the more you start to believe you are that person. As your belief strengthens, the actions become easier. The new behavior feels less like a chore and more like an expression of who you are. The key is to make the votes incredibly small at the beginning. The purpose of the first action is not to get a result, but to cast a vote and prove to yourself that you can. Instead of trying to save $500, save 5. The amount is irrelevant. The vote is everything. By focusing on casting these small, consistent votes, you are not just building habits. You are laying the bricks of a new identity. But what exactly is the identity we should be building? What is the master script that makes good financial outcomes inevitable? The ultimate financial identity is not the saver, the frugal one, or even the investor. It is the architect. An architect does not react to circumstances. They design a system. Their focus is not on making daily decisions, but on building a machine that produces the desired outcome automatically. The architect casts their votes by designing systems. A vote for this identity is setting up an automatic transfer from your checking to your investment account the day you get paid. It's one decision that makes hundreds of future decisions for you, correctly. Another vote is to automate debt repayment. The architect designs a system where extra payments are made without requiring daily willpower. They understand that willpower is a finite resource, so they build a system that doesn't depend on it. They solve the problem once. The architect identity also changes how you see spending. Instead of, "I can't afford that," the thought becomes, "That is not part of my system's design." The decision is no longer emotional or restrictive. It is a simple matter of architectural integrity. By adopting this identity, you move from playing checkers to playing chess. You are no longer just reacting to the pieces on the board. You are designing the entire game. Your focus shifts from short-term temptations to long-term system integrity. This is the ultimate leverage. You stop managing your money and start managing the system that manages your money. You are no longer the pilot flying through the storm, but the engineer who designed the autopilot. This is the path to financial peace. So we've discovered the invisible force that has been holding you back. It was never your lack of knowledge or discipline. It was a mismatch between your actions and your identity. Your money was simply obeying the commands of an outdated script. The solution is not to try harder, but to become someone new. Not through wishes or affirmations, but through evidence. By casting small, consistent votes for your desired identity, you slowly and surely rewrite the source code of your financial self. By choosing to become the architect, you stop making thousands of painful daily decisions and instead make a few powerful design decisions. You build a system that serves your future, freeing your mind to focus on what truly matters. Now you have the framework to build this new identity. But even the best architect must account for human nature. There is still a part of you that lives in the present, a part that sees your future self as a complete stranger. This creates a fundamental conflict. Your architect identity designs the plan, but your present self executes it. To make your system truly unbreakable, you must close the empathy gap between who you are today and who you are trying to become. That is the next layer of this journey. If you are ready to understand and rewire that neurological gap, click on the video on your screen now. It is the key to making your future self's prosperity feel as real as your present self's desires.